What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. After Sound here, bringing you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream right here in this channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday morning, so come by and say hello. All right, guys. Well, I wanted to talk about Riftwatchers for a second. We have seen some really positive things. There's about 10 million DEC, 10.6 million DEC in the DAO, actually. As of the recording of this video, we've sold about, I think, 2,000 or so packs. I think that math lines up, but there's about 10 million DEC from Riftwatchers in the DAO now. And one of the things that Matt had casually mentioned offhand with on the last town hall, I should say, was that he intended to put forth a proposal that would essentially burn Riftwatcher packs. Now, I don't know how people feel about this. I'll go into my thoughts for a second, but I'm curious to know, just to get a little bit of a pulse check here on, not the broader community, but at least the people here who listen on this channel. Is this something that A, you would vote for, B, you would want, and C, do you think it would be good for the overall ecosystem? Now, just as a reminder, we've sold a little bit more than 1 million. There's still a little bit under 2 million packs remaining. And so if you think about that, it's about 10 billion DEC that would eat up straight off the market. Granted, I don't know what the demand is for it right now. I don't know if that demand would change with land coming out, but I do believe that at some point people are going to come into the game, whether that's, next month, next quarter, next year, will come into the game and actually want these packs. So the question now becomes, if Chaos Legion was burned, and if we're looking at, almost it's not quite 20%. It's a little bit over 15%, so 16.8% here. If we were to burn that for Riftwatchers as well, would there still be too many cards? I mean, I know a lot of people are going to cynically answer yes, but Riftwatchers is a little bit different. There's a lot of cards in this set. And on top of that, I mean, these are high-profile meta cards that I think a lot of people would benefit from, or at least need to compete in the higher levels, both in Modern and in Wild. So I'm curious to see what the community response to something like this would be. Now, I would actually propose something different, and I apologize. I'm not sure if it's Icy Flow or Nerd Cthulhu or someone else from the community. I just know that I've had a lot of conversations with them. If it doesn't end up being, that we burn the packs, maybe we do something else where we take them off of the shelves and the DAO can do something with them at a later time, right? If, for example, things really start to pop off, the DAO can then choose to sell them. But there's no, to me, I don't like the idea of burning something that could have a lot of value to the ecosystem. So, if we were to, let's say, burn 20-ish% of the remaining packs, that would still be significant in terms of the amount of DEC we'd get, right? We'd go from 10 billion down to 8 billion. And keep in mind, right now, we're only at 4.7 billion DEC. But I guess the question then becomes, the Chaos Legion sale, the pack burning started, and there wasn't much hoorah around it. There wasn't much demand increase until there was a massive incentive with all of the end of year sales or the seasonal sales that we saw. So I don't know that we necessarily get something like that with Riftwatchers, which is kind of why I'm trying to get at this whole point. It's just like, would you vote for it? And I guess, would you buy packs ultimately, right? If you were forced to. Now, the benefit that we would get from this as a collective, as a game moving forward, and I think this is probably why Matt and the team would want to do this as we get ready for any future packs, or any future sets, I should say, is we would get finally whatever the remaining airdrops are. And I do believe that might galvanize some people to at least top up wherever they're at. So if that does end up driving demand, that could be a reason I see that we vote for it, because while 10 billion DEC is awesome, and that if we locked up all that value, it'd be great. If that 10 billion doesn't happen between, in this year, for example, if it takes a long time for that demand to actually kick in, pushing some of that demand up and reducing the overall volume that would actually happen might be more beneficial to get the flywheel started. Because keep in mind, this is completely separate from the SPS or from like the flywheel, for example, right? Or sorry, not the flywheel, from land. Land is going to be a whole other demand driver. Riftwatchers, while being a demand driver, could be something that is extended indefinitely, right? If we choose to vote against that. But we could have SPS staking, which has gone live and shown a decent demand for SPS. SPS is now, it actually did cross 2 cents earlier today, but we're seeing some solid sell pressure. But we would also get land and then potentially Riftwatchers in the mix, which could really set the flywheel off, right? Because as it is, a lot of people are feeling pretty bullish on SPS. Clearly, we've seen a massive rise so far. And if you get land 1.5 in the next couple of months, if this Riftwatcher proposal does get approved and implemented and some kind of burn happens within the next couple of months, those all could create, again, it's not going to be anything like 2021, but it could create an interesting perfect storm for the flywheel, as there's just not enough DEC in the ecosystem. So I'm curious to know what your guys' thoughts on this are. We have not seen any proposal yet. My expectation is, I don't know, maybe we will see it sooner rather than later, but my expectation is we probably won't see it for a bit, as the team has a lot more to focus on, and maybe they want to see how land plays out first, right? That would kind of be my argument against voting for something like this now, is if land is going to launch, hopefully within the next couple of months here, we can see what the outlay is. We can see how many cards are soaked up off the market. And then that could actually incentivize people, if there is a card supply shortage, right, to go out and buy Riftwatcher packs. But I would love to get your thoughts on this. Let me know how you feel in the comments below. Otherwise, I'll catch you all in the next video and see you around the game. Take care.